Cancer. Welcome to your November 2022 General Tarot reading. It's Rena here. Well, I'm a little bit late, but what can I say? It still is, I think it's early enough to talk about the month of November. So, I picked two cards that I associate with Scorpio, which are the Eight of Cups and the Death card. I don't even know if the Eight of Cups is Scorpio, but I always get that vibe. So the heart of the matter is the Page of Wands. This can be good news coming to you. And sometimes this is like a new idea that takes hold or communication that brings some kind of smile to your face. You're feeling very optimistic about it. And this can even be like the early stages of an affair. When I say affair, I don't mean like a three-party situation necessarily, but some kind of maybe something that started very quickly. And it's interesting thinking of Scorpio because we just had that solar eclipse in Scorpio the other day. Well, actually, it's not the other day. It's almost 2 weeks ago. And that fell in your fifth house of romance. So perhaps there was some kind of you are in the throes of new love or something like that. And it's with fire energy, it's very exciting, and it makes you feel young. It makes you feel like life is interesting again, passionate. In the past position, we have the Eight of Cups, and this is leaving behind what no longer serves you. And even like with work, if you have been involved with some kind of work that just doesn't float your boat and you're just like, I'm done with this, you could be searching for something more out of life. And this can even be like a spiritual quest that a person is going on. Or, like if you're having some kind of a spiritual, what do they call, like a spiritual awakening, where everything that you were doing doesn't feel like aligned and you don't feel like you really believe in it anymore. And this can also involve a relationship that you leave that behind. Sometimes what you're leaving behind isn't something that you hated, or if it was a relationship that you did not love that person, but it might the feelings might have changed, or maybe you did not feel like that person really was right for you at this time in terms of like having a similar outlook on life or spiritual connection. And so that's why it doesn't feel like you want to be there. It doesn't feel fulfilling, in other words. The higher message is the Ten of Wands, and this is a card of the person with a lot on their plate. This can be the burdens of success, as one of my books says. Somebody who gets a promotion, but then they have to do extra work. I don't see that particular connection to this reading. I think what I would say about that card is if somebody has maybe, like, for instance, if this is work related, that you may have a strategy where you're going to work overtime for the next 3 months, or maybe this is the holiday season, so you're going to just help them out because you don't want to quit right away, but you've already got some, maybe you've started your own business or you are planning, it's in the planning stages. I could see the Page of Wands being in the planning stages of your own business, and therefore you are excited about the the change, but you haven't made the transition yet. You're still working in order to fund your dream or have some kind of money saved as you, because you're going to quit your job. But this is actually the that position that the Ten of Wands occupies is more of the spiritual lesson. And what it really talks about is when you feel like you are carrying the weight of something. And so, for instance, in the workplace, when you are doing the work of two people, when you are taking responsibility for things that don't belong to you, that breeds that sense of codependency. And same thing with, personal relationships. When you feel like it's a one-sided relationship, where that can show you that you're not in the right place, because when you're in the right place, it's more like the Six of Pentacles, where it's like there's the energy exchange is more fair. And some people are, I think we all know people that are very tit for tat, where it's like, okay, I'm going to just keep books on everything that I'm just going to always buy my own dinner. And, um, sometimes women are like that because they don't want to owe the man anything or that kind of thing. And I'm not talking about things like that. I'm talking about it more on the energetic level. And really, since the wands relate to passion, you can see whether or not somebody else shares that passion. So yeah, I mean, even the card I got as a challenge card is a wands card. So I got 3 wands cards. So the fire element is really prominent here. And for you, Cancer, I want you to think about issues surrounding autonomy, passion, and creative self-expression. And these might be themes for you in November. Oh, yeah, because even after the solar eclipse, we have the sun in Scorpio for a good portion of the month, and other inner planets might be there too, like Venus. I don't have my ephemeris in front of me, but things like that. And that's going to be in your 5th house. And creativity may be something that you have been neglecting in your life, and it's really coming back to uh, show you that you need that in order to feel more balanced or to feel more fulfilled. The 8 of Cups can be connected to that and leaving some kind of situation because of that. So we have as a challenge card the Queen of Wands. If I read this in the reversed way, this can be a woman who is very demanding and full of drama and things like that. And so, for instance, if you are in a supervisory position, maybe one of the things that happened is that you became everything that you despised. You became the leader who went from encouraging people to dressing them down, or because you're of stress or something like that. Or if this is your leader, if this is a person that you're dealing with, you may have felt this sense of it's almost because the queen can be like a mother figure. And Cancer is the mother. So the theme of mother can be an interesting one for a Cancer person, like even your own relationship with your mother, or if you have a mother-in-law. And sometimes they are overbearing, and it's like, how do you handle that kind of energy? um, if you're being ruled by such a person, that could explain why you feel that need to move on, because you don't feel that emotional connection. Such a person is like trying to make it about themselves. And it makes it very easy to kind of leave that situation because it feels very toxic. It feels like it's not something that you want to deal with. And, or for instance, if you were with a man, if you're a woman, and well, it doesn't have to be a man, but I mean, if you were with a person whose mother really was running the show, they might have actually been a big part of why you are leaving or want to leave. And yet, the interesting thing is, I think the Ten of Wands is all about that codependency. So it doesn't matter if somebody else is trying to interfere with your relationship. It's important to note that right away. And instead of like trying to appease such a person, to not allow that person to interfere is more what should be done. But the Ten of Wands is like, I'm going to move heaven and earth to try to make this person approve of me so they stop, creating problems in my marriage, for instance. And that doesn't happen. So, yeah, these themes of autonomy and creativity seem like very front and center here. What's coming in is the Three of Pentacles. This is a card of teamwork. So this bodes well for workplace issues. Again, I do feel like some of you, even if you're getting along with coworkers, that you still have this desire to move on. But any kind of cooperation, this can be good. This is a good money card. In your private life, I think I have actually seen an interpretation of the Three of Pentacles as a pregnancy or, a child being born. So if the Page of Wands is that, you've got the good news that you're pregnant or that your partner is pregnant, this is just kind of confirming or narrowing it down. But the outcome card is the most important thing. It's the Death card. The Death card, people just automatically think of physical death. And this is really a card of transformation. But it's also a card of, yes, it's really over with. So, the Eight of Cups can be, I want to leave. Maybe you haven't, but that's your plan. And yet if the Ten of Wands is actually accurate about what you're currently doing, you may be trying too hard to turn things around instead of accepting that it's not just about you. There are other people here that are participating in this, and they have to also be on board. And if they're not, then it's not going to happen. So this can merely mean that you accept something ending in your life, a relationship, a job that hasn't been fulfilling. Maybe for a long time it hasn't been fulfilling. Once you accept that, even if you're still working there, it makes it easier because you know that it's just a matter of time before you leave. But if you have left, know that you are in the process of transforming, and don't second guess yourself, because that can lead to feeling as if you made the wrong decision, and your emotions will never betray you. What you're, paying attention to your feelings, even if they are reactionary, they still hold information about what it is that you want at the deepest level, and definitely honor your feelings and act accordingly. Okay, that's what I have for you, Cancer. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.